Hello everyone, welcome to my second tutorial. In this tutorial, I will be teaching you how to make the Believe image that you see here on the screen. This image is created solely with fonts. I started learning how to create images solely with fonts because I wanted to have a lot of variety in the awareness ribbons that I use and offered. And I took a closer look at handwriting fonts and noticed that there were a lot of awareness ribbons inside of those fonts. And so I started figuring out how to extract the awareness ribbon. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that today. I have done that with this image that you see in front of me, and I've also done it with this image. Those of you who have been with me for a little while have seen this image before. It was offered for free a couple weeks back. Now it can be purchased for $2.99 on my website. So we're just going to get started. The font that I'm using is the Beach font. It can be found on fontbundles.com. Fontbundles.com has this font offered for free. It has a commercial license. It has been offered for the past 3 weeks. I don't know how long they're going to continue to offer it, but you will find the link to it below. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select my type tool. This tutorial is for the intermediate and advanced users of Photoshop. If you are a beginning user of Photoshop, it could be that this tutorial might be just a bit difficult. I will have other tutorials for the beginning users, the beginners of Photoshop. So first I'm going to select my type tool. You can see my Beach font is loaded, 300 points, sharp, center aligned. I'm going to click in the center of my screen and I'm going to type the word BE. I'm going to skip the L, IEVE, Believe, and I'm going to accept it. Hit Control T to transform it, and I'm going to enlarge it. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to hit Control G because I like to have files. I like to keep my original files separate just in case I make a mistake in the tutorial. I can go back and grab the original file of something that I created and use it later on. So I make a group and I call it Originals. Originals. Perfect. And select off of it. Perfect. So here's my Believe copy. And now we're going to create the awareness ribbon. So with this particular font, I found that the letter L in a lot of cursive fonts are perfect awareness ribbons. But some of the other letters also create good awareness ribbons. In this case, the letter G is the awareness ribbon that I used for this particular image. So I'm going to hit Control T. We're going to transform it just to make it a bit larger. Perfect. I'm going to accept that. Right click on the layer, rasterize the type, Control T again to make it larger so that we can edit it. Perfect. Grab the eraser tool. We're going to erase off these bits here that we don't need, but do not get too close. I will show you how to now make this a bit more perfect. We like perfect, don't we? We're going to select the rectangle tool. We're going to draw a rectangle. Right click on our rectangle and transform selection. Now we're getting ready to line this selection up with the leg of the ribbon. To do that, we need to hit the warp tool, hit Alt, scroll your mouse to make it larger so you can get as close to perfectly aligned as you can. With the warp tool, you're able to curve out if necessary to match the curvature of the line. That looks good. We're going to match the curvature on this side. Make sure our points align with the outside of the line. That looks good. Perfect. So we're going to accept that. Fill it with black. And you know you've done good when you fill it with black and you can't even tell that it's there. So we're going to now hit Control, hit New Layer. You see the layer appears below it. Continue to hold Control, hit the layer up top, hit Control E, and merge it into a layer. Now we're going to hit continue hitting Control, click the layer, which brings up our marching ants. Again, we're going to grab our eraser tool. First, we're going to grab our magic wand tool. We're going to click, select inverse. We're going to go down and make our awareness ribbon layer active. Grab our eraser tool and erase all of the nasty bits. Hit Control D to deselect, and here we are. We have our awareness ribbon. Control 0 puts our screen back in perspective. We can shift up. Before we do that, let's merge our layers, E, and now we can transform. Now we have our awareness ribbon. Beautiful. Save this so you can use in future files. Now I'm going to select it. I'm going to make it pink because our artwork had it pink. I'm going to take this original layer and put it in my originals just in case I need a layer. I'm going to make Believe active, and I'm going to place my awareness ribbon in its place in the word. And there we have it. I'm going to make it a little smaller. And there we have it. Still a little too big. I would say like that. What do you say? All right, so I believe that there's too much space between the E and the I. I'm going to select my word layer, select my type tool, click between the E and the I so the cursor comes up, hit Alt and the back button to bring them closer together. Okay, I like that. Accept it. Hit the awareness ribbon layer, hit V, which is your move tool, and we're going to hit the back button to nudge our awareness ribbon closer to the E and off of the I. Perfect. Now we're going to hit Control, new layer. So the layer appears underneath. Continue hitting Control. Click the top layer, click E to merge the two. Perfect. Now I want to create an offset between the awareness ribbon and the letter E. So I want a little space right there. So I'm going to hit Control, select, click on the layer so the marching ants come up. We're going to hit Select, Modify, Expand by 30 pixels. Perfect. Now we're going to go to our Believe layer, our word layer. We must rasterize this layer before we can do any deleting for it. So we're going to right-click, rasterize type. Perfect. Now we're going to select our erase tool with our word layer still active. Hit Control, hit Alt, scroll the wheel with your mouse to zoom in a bit, and we're just going to delete that E. Hit Control D to deselect the marching ants, and we have our image. So we're going to select them both, Control J to copy and drag those copies into our original folder just in case we need them later. Now we're going to select the two and merge them together. And now we have the first part of our artwork. Control T to transform it, make it larger, select it, accept it, hit our brush tool, select black because we're going to go in and fix this messiness right here. I don't really know why this font does that, but we can easily fix it by just brushing it away. Perfect. And we're going to brush this one way down here. Perfect. Control 0 puts our screen back in perspective. The final thing we need to do is add our swoosh underneath. So I'm going to click off of this. The swoosh that I chose is in the glyphs panel, and it's this capital T right here. So I'm going to go back to my type tool, select it. We have 300 points sharp in the middle, and I'm going to click in the center of my screen And now double click this character and accept it. Control T to transform, to make it larger. Accept. Perfect. Control J to copy it, put our copy in the originals just in case we need it later. We're going to go back to our T, rasterize the type so that we can edit it, and we're going to repeat our steps from before. We're going to erase off the parts that we do not need, and then make a rectangle and transform it so that we can get a very clean cut of this. And this is basically what you do with fonts. When you get a font, you don't have to use the font how it comes. You can edit the font and make it your own. And then you have something that nobody else has. All right, so we created our rectangle tool. We're going to right click, transform the selection, hit Alt, scroll the wheel so that we can get in real close and make sure that we have a very clean image. So we're going to warp, hit the warp tool so we can warp this. So make sure our edges, first of all, are on the line. And then we're going to warp our line to match the curvature of this current line. All right, so we got that side straight. All right, how do you think we did? Let's bring this one down just a tad. Let's see if it'll let me. There we go. All right, we're going to accept that. We're going to fill it with black, solid color black. Oh, we did good. It filled with black and we didn't even notice it appear. Perfect. So we're going to hit Control, new layer appears below. Hit Control to select both layers, Control E to merge both layers. Perfect. Now we're going to take this section, hit Control, select it so the marching ants come up, right click, select inverse. This is what we did previously. Grab our eraser tool, make our T active, and now we're going to erase these ugly bits. Perfect. Now we're going to hit Control D to deselect the marching ants. Control to hit the top layer so they're both selected. Control E and merge them. Hit Control J to make a duplicate copy and put your duplicate into the originals folder just in case you need it for later. All right, so our final step is to merge our swoosh with our artwork. So we're going to make our swoosh active, turn on our artwork, and we're going to bring it down. And now we're going to connect it with the E. So I had it connected right about there. That's perfect. We're going to hit Control T. And now we're going to hold the Control button as we move the points of the swoosh so that we can skew the line and line it up as we like, as we want it. All right, so that seems about right. Yep. We're going to accept that. Thank you. And now we're going to hit Control, select both layers, Control J, put your originals in the original file just in case you need them later. Select the two of them again, Control E, and now we have our, I messed up. Let's go back. I'm going to hit Control Alt Z to undo what I just did because we can't actually merge them until we do the final step, which is, as you see, making the awareness ribbon straddle the swoosh. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select the awareness ribbon. So I select the magic wand tool, make my Believe layer active, select the awareness ribbon, and I'm going to offset it by 30 pixels. Perfect. I'm going down to my swoosh layer. I'm going to grab my eraser tool and I'm just going to erase the parts of the swoosh that should be underneath the awareness ribbon. That's perfect. We're going to deselect the marching ants. Now we're going to go to our Believe layer we are going to select our awareness ribbon. Let's see, am I doing this correct? Yes, we're going to select our awareness ribbon. So as you can see, our awareness ribbon is selected. We are going on, no, deselect that. I did that incorrect. We're going to select our swoosh layer. Perfect. Now we're going back to the believe layer, and then we're going to delete the top of the awareness ribbon. So there we go. Perfect. Deselect. And there you have it. The final thing we have to do is to take care of this section here. Alt scroll, space bar to move it over. And we need to select our eraser tool. And we're going to, there we go. Nope. Control Alt Z to undo because I didn't do that quite right. So I'm just erasing this into the shape that I want it to be. Ah, there we go. Perfect. All right, and there it is. We have created our artwork. So thank you for watching my second tutorial. The final thing before you do it is you select both layers, hit Control J and E and merge them together, put those in your originals file, and there you have it. So we finally have our artwork. As you can see, the original artwork was gray, so all you have to do is go to your magic wand tool, click on the layer, select the black, make sure the continuous is off, select the black, it will select all the black parts of the layer and change it to gray. And select both. All right, and there it is. So thank you for watching my second tutorial. I hope that it was clear, and I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Hope you have a great evening or day, depending on when you are watching this. Thank you. Bye-bye.